Okay. Oh, geez, no. Sorry about that. Yeah, it'll be too loud if I have the audio playing. But basically, in the video, the lesbian comedian, I guess she spots a table with two ladies at it. One of the ladies has a short haircut and is wearing a flannel shirt. And she assumes the lady is a lesbian. And the lady says, no, in fact, I'm straight. But then the lesbian comedian is like, okay, how many women have you slept with? And then the lady says, oh, well, I've slept with 17 women. And I guess she's exclusively dating men now, so she considers herself to be straight. And the lesbian comedian, of course, being a comedian, makes a joke out of the fact that you slept with 17 women. Like, were you attracted to them? And she's like, well, no, I'm not attracted to women. So she was like, that doesn't make sense. You're a lesbian. Like, you're a lesbian. And that's what she kept saying, basically denying the lady's identification as a straight woman. She was denying that and saying that, in fact, no, you're a lesbian. So, me hearing that, I said, well, if you were to flip this idea, then it would sound pretty horrible, right? So, of course, as I do, I decided to post it in the comment section. And I replied, although if the reverse was spoken, it would be homophobic. There are plenty of lesbians who dated a ton of men before coming out, so would it be fair to say that they are straight and just in denial? So, of course, a reply that a person gave by the name of Lana Moon, they said, nah, those things are pretty different. You're expected to be straight, so a lot of queer people go along with the norm. Also, gay can be a vague term, while straight is pretty direct. I've also met a lot of people who are bi who feel they have to pick a side. It's really a question of being queer or not being queer. Straight girl having sex with her female friends for fun, that's gay. A lesbian that has had sex with a dude isn't automatically straight, but depending on the level of enjoyment, they might be more on the bi/pan spectrum. So my reply to that was, nothing, including straight, is so simple. What does it mean to be straight in your view? Does it mean attraction to the opposite gender, sex, physical presentation? Also, may I ask, what makes someone lesbian in your view? Even the idea of attraction separate from the act of sex is considered an entirely valid concept. So a woman sleeping with a woman could be her just connecting emotionally, but not her being physically attracted to them. For what reason, I couldn't say, but I know the concept exists. So I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts. Thanks in advance for taking time to discuss this topic. Good, honest conversation is hard to come by. And so that's basically the gist of the conversation so far. Hopefully the person replies, but I don't know if they will. However, I do want to hit on one thing that I didn't cover in that comment, but I do want to cover here is the idea of the people go along with the norm. Norm from the perspective, again, of people in the LGBTQ AIP plus community. Norm from their perspective is very subjective. So the idea of saying that someone was conforming to the norm doesn't really hold water using that as a framework because, again, it's very regional. So someone in southern rural Missouri will have an entirely different concept of normal social pressures than a person living in San Francisco or Vegas, because the social pressures in that area would be entirely different than the ones in southern rural Missouri. And then if you extrapolate that out further abroad, you can go to somewhere like Japan or like the Netherlands or Sweden or Russia, any other place, or China, to where the social pressures in those places will be entirely different than all of the social pressures here in the States. So you can't use that as the framework because it falls short really fast. So that's kind of the reason why I don't think that's a good way to go about the discussion, at least from people's perspective who are in that community or support it. I just find it to not be a very strong argument. But again, the whole point of this is to hopefully engender some good discussion and get people, kind of questioning the things that they believe when it comes to the whole idea of LGBTQ plus the LGBTQ plus ideology. So hopefully, we can get a good conversation going. Nobody has to call anybody any names. And, in the end, if you disagree, leave it in the comment section and we can discuss it. So thank you all for watching. Have a good day.